My name is Dana Grieco, and I'm a Ph.D. candidate in marine science and conservation. I'm also a Heyden Fellow for the 24-25 year. My research focuses on climate change and how it impacts small-scale data-poor fisheries. I specifically focus on coral reef fisheries, and I think of these systems as complete social-ecological systems. And I look at how different aspects of conservation can help us to mitigate the impacts of climate change, especially in the future. I was working in small-scale fisheries on Cape Cod, and I was really inspired by the depth of local fisher knowledge and the amount of impacts that they saw happening from climate change in their area. And so I really wanted to kind of do a PhD to focus on that interplay between local knowledge of fishers and community members and climate change itself. And so that's what brought me to Duke to work specifically on this, and I was so excited. So I'm cheating because my favorite spot on campus is actually at our satellite campus at the Marine Lab, which is about 3 hours away. And I love just walking along the seawall. You can see dolphins just popping out, fishing boats going back and forth, and every time I need kind of to take a breath and appreciate why I'm here, I always just go walk along the seawall at the Marine Lab. I'm currently working on a network analysis that looks at how climate change impacts tropical coral reef ecosystems with the corals and the fish and kind of everything else in the ecosystem, and how that will have downstream impacts on human communities locally who depend on the coral reefs, etc. So I'm looking at all of the scientific literature, kind of pulling out everything that talks about these different impacts and trying to lay it all out to get a better understanding of tropical coral reefs globally. I was lucky enough to be the teaching assistant for 2 years for a community-based marine conservation course that Javier Basurto taught in Kino Bay, Mexico. And I got to learn with and teach the students about local fisheries there, local fisher knowledge, and fisheries governance. Going into that course, I was so nervous and had a lot of imposter syndrome, and so I think that third year getting to kind of be the co-instructor, I really noticed a shift in myself in terms of how I felt about teaching, and it was really exciting. My biggest influences, I think, have been so many people in the marine science space, from scientists to practitioners to naturalists and teachers to scuba instructors and divers and to fishers, of course, and fishing communities. And everyone's individual story has shaped how I feel about fisheries, about conservation, about the ethics of conservation itself, and it's really helped to shape my career and my passion for my career.